What do you do while on a 25-day road trip in the American West? In this video, we'll tell you our top 10 favorite things we did on our summer 2022 road trip to New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, and Colorado. Okay, let's go with number 10, exploring Red River, New Mexico and taking a scenic lift ride. Red River is one of those towns you just want to walk around, then go into a few shops, buy some souvenirs, sample some food, and just enjoy the mountain air. Red River is a very walkable town, and almost everything that you will want to see and do is within walking distance. Red River also has places to buy coffee, ice cream, fudge, and other quick treats. One of the highlights of Red River was the scenic lift ride. We rode to the top, had lunch, walked around, and just enjoyed the scenery on the trip back down to town. Number 9, exploring Williams, Arizona and historic Route 66. Williams, Arizona sits on Route 66, and much of the town has been preserved in a way that makes it look like the historic Route 66 that we are familiar with. There's lots of shopping, restaurants, bars, and places to see, all located within walking distance of each other. This was another town that we enjoyed walking around, shopping for t-shirts, sampling the food, and photographing some of the historic sites. It was one of our favorite places to stay on our trip. Number 8, shopping and taking in the red rocks of Sedona, Arizona. Sedona is dominated by the red rock cliffs that tower over the town. There are many places to see these red rocks and photograph them, and simply doing that is a great way to spend some time in Sedona. Sedona has a very vibrant arts district that is exemplified in the Tlaquepaque village, where one can find many galleries where various pieces of art are created and sold. Sedona has many good restaurants and places to eat, and a touristy shopping district in the uptown area. Sedona is a place for hikers and other outdoorsy people, but it's also for anyone who just wants to take in the dramatic scenery. Number 7. Visiting and exploring the Las Vegas South Strip. There is so much to do and see in Las Vegas that you can never do it all, and the south end of the Strip is no exception. We spent our time here at the New York Casino Resort and visiting the surrounding resorts. We explored the south end of the Strip at night and visited Hershey's World in M&M's Las Vegas. We also walked toward the center strip to visit City Center and Cosmopolitan and Aria resorts while we were here. We also saw Cirque du Soleil Michael Jackson's Juan at Mandalay Bay and sampled some of the food in the area. And of course, we played some slot machines. Unfortunately, but not surprisingly, they were not all wins like these. Number 6. Exploring the Las Vegas Center Strip area. Number 6 is a continuation of Las Vegas. We divided our Las Vegas visit into 2 parts, the south part of the Strip and the center strip, where we stayed at Paris, Las Vegas. The center strip is even more busy and filled with things to do than the south strip. We spent our time here not only in our hotel, but at Planet Hollywood, the Bellagio, Caesar's Palace, the Mirage, Wynn and Encore, and the Venetian. We ate at Hell's Kitchen and Mon Ami Gabi, watched the soon-to-be-closed Mirage Volcano, rode the Link High Roller Wheel, watched the Bellagio fountains, and saw Cirque du Soleil's O while we were here. It was a very busy but enjoyable 3 days. Number 5. The Grand Canyon Railway to the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is always a highlight to any trip out west, but riding the Grand Canyon Railway from Williams, Arizona to the Grand Canyon Rim before exploring the canyon made it even more special. We opted for an upgraded car for adults only. The car was a full-length dome car with downstairs lounge. It had complimentary snacks and beverages both to and from the canyon, and a full paid bar for those who wanted. It was a very comfortable way to ride to and from the canyon. The canyon itself is always a wonder to behold. I've seen the canyon a number of times myself, but this was my niece and nephew's first time. They were quite impressed, as almost everyone is on their first trip to the Grand Canyon. We hiked the Rim Trail and had our snack lunches, which we had purchased in Williams along the way. We had champagne toast to our Grand Canyon visit, waiting for us upon our return to the train. This railroad trip was one of the highlights of our trip west, and one of 2 rail journeys that were high points of our entire trip. Number 4, the Durango Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad. Number 4 continues our railroad theme as we take a trip on the Durango Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad from Durango to Silverton, Colorado. Unlike the railway from Williams to the Grand Canyon, the Durango Silverton is a restored narrow gauge railroad from the late 1800s that carries passengers from Durango along the Animas River to Silverton, passing through some very dramatic scenery along the way. The route of the Durango Silverton is not accessible by car and therefore makes for a unique trip to Silverton. The town of Silverton looks the part of a typical Old West town with only one paved street. There are plenty of places to eat for train riders in town, with most set up with a lunch menu and prepared for a quick turnaround that will allow patrons to spend time exploring the town. We ate lunch, walked the easily walkable streets of town, bought some souvenirs, and had ice cream before boarding the train for the return trip to Durango. It was a fun day in the mountains. Number 3, Jeeping Ophir Pass to Telluride for lunch. We headed up the $1 Million Highway from Ouray to access Ophir Pass. The turnoff to the pass is near Silverton. Ophir Pass is one of the easier passes in a 4-wheel drive vehicle, but still has dramatic scenery and beautiful aspen groves on the west side near the bottom of the pass. We arrived at Telluride around lunchtime, parked the Jeep in a parking garage, and took the free public access gondola up the mountain to Telluride Mountain Village. This walking village was a very relaxing place to explore and have lunch. We ate lunch in one of the many outdoor eating areas in the village, watched the mountain bikers, and took in the scenery before boarding the gondola for our return trip to Telluride and then back to Ouray by highway. This made for another very enjoyable and relaxing day in the mountains and made it number 3 on our list of favorite things we did. Number 2, Jeeping the Alpine Loop from Ouray to Lake City, Colorado. The Alpine Loop is a backcountry 4-wheel drive loop between Ouray, Colorado and Lake City, Colorado. We traveled over a number of 12,000-foot plus passes and through dramatic backcountry scenery. This trip requires a high-clearance four-wheel drive vehicle. It is not for the faint of heart. Our route passed over Hurricane Pass, California Pass, through the ghost town of Animas Forks, then over Engineer Pass to Lake City, where we had a late lunch before returning over Cinnamon Pass. This is an all-day trip that anyone can do with a properly equipped vehicle, if you take your time and pay attention. It is probably not for you if you have a fear of heights. I had driven these trails and others before, and we found this to be a great way to see parts of the backcountry that many never see. And it was our second favorite thing we did on our entire trip. As we come to number 1, if you haven't done so, would you take a moment to subscribe to the channel? It helps out the channel and ensures that you see all of our new content. And now for our number 1, jet boat trip to Lake Havasu and London Bridge. This was on our list of must-do things before we left on the trip, and it certainly lived up to the hype. The jet boat tour travels down the clear waters of the Colorado River, along the Arizona-Nevada border, and then along the Arizona-California border, before passing into the dramatic Topop Gorge. The trip through the gorge alone is worth the trip, but the tour then continues into Lake Havasu and on to London Bridge in Havasu City. The boat docks in Bridgewater Channel at the base of the bridge for a couple of hours for lunch and to give riders time to explore London Bridge and the surrounding area. There are good places to eat here, and we sampled Javelina Cantina at the end of London Bridge. Although it was hot, we walked across the bridge and explored the area along the river at the base of the bridge before boarding our jet boat for the return trip through the gorge and back to Laughlin, Nevada. The boat trip, the clear waters of the Colorado River, the dramatic scenery in Topop Gorge, Lake Havasu, the view from London Bridge, and good food made this our favorite thing we did on our Western road trip. That's it for our favorite things we did on our trip out west. Have you done any of these? If so, let me know in the comments what you thought about them. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and share. And if you're new to the channel, support us by subscribing to the channel and hit that notification button to be notified when we release a new video. Your subscription is always free and greatly appreciated. Check out our website at findushere.com for more video and other content. And be sure to join us on social media on Facebook and Instagram at Find Us Here Online. If you would like to become a channel supporter, we are on Patreon at patreon.com/findushere. Your support is greatly appreciated.